What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again today for another career video as we just keep this train running at this point. Not only am I looking at some of the old coaches, I could tell by the Ben Smith video I wanted to reach out to some unique careers, ones that I think either don't get a fair shot or guys that just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. So that's why we're going to be talking about Jordan Hendry. Jordan Hendry was an undrafted player. He played 4 years in college in Alaska. He went somewhere in Alaska. I've forgot what the team name was called, but he ends up being a free agent and he signs with the Chicago Blackhawks AHL affiliate in 2006. That they at the time was the Norfolk Admirals. That was right before they became the Rockford Ice Hogs. But yeah, so Jordan Hendry joins them, and then he joins the Hawks for the 2007-08 season. He plays a bunch of games. Plays 40 games in 2007-08. 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. No games played in the playoffs as the Hawks don't make the playoffs that year. 2008-2009, he plays 9 games only, surprisingly. No goals, no assists, no points. And he plays no games in the playoffs for the Hawks that year, even though the Hawks go on a run. 2009-10 is the big year. 43 games played, 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points. And then in the playoffs, he had 15 games played, no goals, no assists, no points. But he wins the Stanley Cup. Now, he plays 15 games. Also, what happened there, he faced an injury in the final. He went, I believe it was in Game 3 or Game... I know it was on the road because I remember watching it live. I don't remember if it was Game 3 or Game 4 or Game 6. Henry goes down hard into the boards. I don't remember who checked him, but I remember he left the game. He was done for the game. He needed help off the ice, and I remember that was his end of his playoffs. And I realized I'd even put the totals down here, so I'm going to quickly do that as I'm talking live. So 2010-2011, he comes back, 37 games played with the Chicago Blackhawks, 1 goal, no assist, 1 point. So, and no playoffs for him because on February 27th, he has a season-ending injury. Shane Doan cross-checks him into the boards, ends up tearing his ACL. Shane Doan is a fan favorite. He was not one of mine for several of these reasons. He did hurt a lot of players. He played that kind of game, and when you hurt players, you're not going to really be looked on as kind of a figure of notoriety. He was a great player, don't get me wrong, but when you hurt players, you're not really going to get a lot of people fanning over you as much. Now, and he signs a tryout with the Wild in August of 2011, going into the 2011-12 season. He's released and plays in Switzerland. But in 2012-13, he comes back to the NHL as he signs a deal with the Norfolk Admirals, then an AHL affiliate of the Anaheim Ducks at that point. 2 games played with the Ducks, no goals, no assists, no points. The Ducks are eliminated in the first round that year. He doesn't play in the playoffs. He plays in Germany and Sweden to end out his career by 2015. But injuries played a large role in how his career ended up going. He did have a bunch of injuries. And now let me just calculate this. I'm actually going to pause right here just so that you don't have to watch me do math. Be right back in a moment. We are back. That actually only took about 20 seconds. So, as you can see, the total right here, 131 games played in the NHL. Not bad for an undrafted player. 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. He was more of a defensive defenseman. He did have some offensive punch in those 8 points in 43 games, but he was more of a defensive defenseman and more of a 6th, 7th defenseman, to be precise. 15 games played in the playoffs, no goals, no assists, no points. And what's funny is I started watching hockey right here, 2008-09. Only time I remember Jordan Hendry was right here, 2009-10 during the playoffs. I don't remember ever watching him besides that. It's bizarre like that. Don't remember him in 2010-11, don't remember him in 2008-09, but I remember him getting injured badly in that final against Philadelphia. And I never heard from him again. I did not see anything about him until that 2010 reunion over Zoom during the pandemic, in which the entire 2010 championship roster got together over Zoom, and they recollected those moments. I remember Eddie Olczyk led like it was a Zoom meeting, and that sort of thing, and I remember seeing him. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot he existed. But, yeah, it's just one of those kind of like Ben Smith videos where it's like, yeah, let's take a look at this rather interesting career and how he kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth. But yeah, that's going to be all I have for you guys today. You have a guy that played a combined 5 seasons in the NHL with 2 different teams, even though he only played 2 with those. He's a Stanley Cup champion, similar to Ben Smith. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see if I can pump out some videos today and post them over the next few days. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.